Hi, and welcome to this short playlist on responding to industry problems. All right, we'll start with the motivation for why we have this playlist at all. Now, largely, this responds to the subject, industry study subject, which students on placement in industry generally do, one way or the other. Now, the reason for it is that while students are on placement, they generally get some task to do or some project to do in the company. Now, most of the time, they simply do the best they can to get the project done. Now, we'd like them to do somewhat better than that. Now, the reason being is that the industry generally is shifting toward one that places a premium on innovation and problem solving in that innovative space. Now, this is because a great deal of the work that was done, I guess, in the last 100 years to do with production, where it was largely repetitive application of the same process to address problems. That world is going away, and now we're being faced with the need to address complicated problems and complex problems. Now, for those of you who know, the diagram on the right there is the Cynefin framework, and it is a framework for thinking about how to approach different types of problems. Now, we are starting to see more of the complicated and complex problems, and these are not dealt with well by simply repeating past responses. Past responses probably are ineffective, and if you do the same thing again, you'll probably get the same ineffective answer. So we need to do better than that. Now, industry does have rigorous practices for business as usual, for the things that they have as just routine. But this is not what you're dealing with. You are dealing with something that isn't routine. You're dealing with something that is somewhat new and undiscovered. And they do require some level of rigor, otherwise you finish up with a very waffly answer that is not very effective. Now, there is a method for addressing such problems. It's a scientific method. It's been proven to work in its various forms in a lot of different circumstances. Now, the full rigor of a scientific method is a bit too much for the kind of small industry problems you're dealing with. But the general approach is quite applicable, and the general approach can be broken down to the problem, the existing knowledge, the method of finding information, the execution, the analysis, and the conclusions. Those steps are very general and seem to apply to most problems. So we'll explain more about them in the short videos to come in this playlist.